Trans women are men.
How so?
They're biologically male. Taking hormone
Are we
replacement.
videotaping this?
Yes. For my sake.
But do you have any feminine energy inside you?
No?
Oh, then you're missing out.
Okay.
Yeah. Be in touch with your feminine energy.
I have no problem with femininity.
Feminine energy. Have feminine energy that you tap into for yourself.
No.
That's why you're sad. That's why you're depressed. That's why you feel alone.
I'm neither sad, depressed, nor do I feel alone.
Are you denying that you are?
No.
Then why are you out here?
Because I'm a free speech protester. It's important that people recognize that freedom of expression.
Do you think that
Let me
trans
finish.
people... Okay.
Freedom of expression is about protecting unpopular speech, not popular speech. Just because people don't like my sign doesn't mean that I can't hold it on a street corner.
Okay. So do trans people deserve love?
Of course.
Oh, I love that.
So
Good.
I believe that
Excellent.
I believe that the sign and the advocacy of alternate treatments is actually a position of love and liking trans people, recognizing that they do have an issue, which is gender
But
dysphoria.
they're not men. You can't do that.
I believe they are.
No, but
And so does science.
okay. So do you believe in reincarnation?
No.
Oh, so then that's the problem.
Well, there's no science behind
So
it.
where do you go when you die?
The void. Same place I was before I was born.
Okay, so then where do you go after that?
The void. Same place I was before I was born.
So you get one shot?
Yes.
You get one shot.
Yes.
I think you know that that's not true.
No. I have no evidence.
You
to
get
believe
one
so.
shot at this meat suit?
Yes. That's why it's important that you take care
You're
of it.
okay with this one shot at this meat suit?
Sure. I have no choice.
But that's not necessarily true.
No, I can't change immutable facts about myself. Can't make myself shorter.
Are you 3D or beyond that dimension?
I believe I'm a living corporeal being.
I love that. Okay, but this is it for you?
Yes. I have no evidence to believe in anything else.
Can I see your eyes? Hi.
Ooh.
What's your name?
My name is Robert. What's yours?
What did your parents name you?
Robert,
Okay.
yeah.
What would you name yourself?
I don't know. I like Robert. That was my grandfather's name. It was a good name.
Aww. But could you have been a sound?
A sound.
Yeah.
Well, I think that Robert at its core
Can
is
I
a
have
sound.
a drink
is it not?
here? I need to talk to Robert.
Why don't you take down my number? You give me a text.
Are you on Instagram?
I'm not on Instagram, no.
Okay. But trans women are not men.
No, trans women are men, yes.
I just have a question. What
Please.
is it about trans people just living that offends you or bothers you so much?
So it's not so much that I have a problem with them living or existing. A lot of my concerns are the fact that I believe that for lack of a better word, the ideology is being pushed down on the kids that are impressionable and young. And I think that it isn't so much of individual adults embracing it. It's the fact that it's being pushed onto the kids that I really, really don't like.
Nothing
from
can
a
be
religious
pushed on a
basis?
kid.
No, I am an atheist. I don't believe in God. I'm not a religious person in the slightest.
But Robert.
I think religion has done good things in society, but I'm not a religious person. It's not a belief in God or anything like that. I just think that it's harmful. There's really no improvement when they embrace the ideology.
I'm a queer person, yeah.
Okay, but no one can make her queer.
Which is fine. I support LGB, and LGB is drastically different than trans. One, it's a difference in attraction and a difference in perception of self. They are drastically different.
But
I support you and your
Do
choice.
you believe in reincarnation?
Fully much.
Do I believe in reincarnation? Not particularly, but I
But he
I'm open
doesn't.
to the idea.
So I believe in reincarnation, which means I have been 100 different men and I have been 100 different women. But he doesn't believe in that, so let's meet him where he's at, right? So it's just where he's at. And so you also don't believe in reincarnation. So for me, I was cis female. I was a sad female out there. I'm married to a man, but I absolutely think you're gorgeous. And I think that at some point, like I think you're a beautiful human being. And if there was a romantic connection, that would be amazing. But he's just not there. I think.
But I support her fully.
Her folly? What's her?
Fully.
Okay.
I support her fully. I have no problem with LGBT people. There's no difference between them and anybody else except for a difference in attraction.
But what about a person, so a trans person who
And I'd
doesn't
like you to speak up if you have any questions and stuff. by all means.
I don't quite understand where there would be a difference.
I have to clear my throat, sorry.
It's both the expression of identities, expression
No,
of
it's
self.
not. It's an entirely different thing. One, you're going, I'm attracted to a different person, and the other one going, I believe that my immutable characteristics are different than what is there.
How could you explain people that are born with those
I'm hard of hearing, please. Yeah. The cars, I know. Sorry, I worked in a club for 10 years. I'm hard of hearing, please.
So then how would you explain people that are both born with both male and female genitalia? Like how would you...
Have you ever heard the term "the exception proves the rule"? So
Yeah, can I also, I gotta go, and I want to be a part of this, and thank you for being up here, but hermaphrodite points us in the direction of saying, what if?
No, it doesn't.
Absolutely it does. Nobody is born flawed. Everyone is born perfect.
So, but hermaphrodites and stuff are not gender dysphoria, which is a difference in the brain that makes you perceive that you have a different sex than what your body actually is.
But how? So
Those people
I
actually have
a penis under here. What do I identify as? Like, who am I to you? Am I a female or a male?
That would depend on your chromosomes. Yes, there are exceptions, but they're extremely rare. It's
But
like
say I'm packing a
0.01.
penis, but I gave birth to 2 children. What am I to you?
You would be one of the hermaphrodites.
Okay,
Or
so
for lack of a better term.
am I born perfect, or am I flawed and I'm not worthy of love?
I think all people are flawed, and I think all people are worthy of love.
Oh, okay, so that's the thing, right? Just
I have no,
love.
like I said initially, I think that my position, even though to a lot of people it is viewed as hateful, it isn't. It's coming from a position of love and thinking that a position of, well, we need to come up with alternate treatments to treat your gender dysphoria without embracing.
It's not dysphoria.
But
Well,
listen,
that-
all
well,
that's
that-
happening
I'm sorry,
now.
that's-
I mean, if you're taking that idea and you apply that to, let's say, what conversion therapy was,
Well,
look
that's
at how harmful. But it's not, though. You're taking someone the way that they feel, and you're telling them that it's wrong, telling them that it's not right. How do you think that makes a person feel?
Do you think that it's wrong for me to tell somebody who has depression that they should be treating their depression?
Someone that has depression, that they should be treating their depression.
That's my position on gender dysphoria.
That transness is a mental illness.
Why not?
It's not a mental illness.
Well-
It's someone's self. It's someone's identity.
Right, but the difference is that it is an issue within the brain, which is proven by science.
Not an issue,
Yes,
though.
yes. Well,
No, they're
okay.
convicted.
So
They're convicted.
that was a
They
wrong.
know who they are.
That was a wrong word, but understand that I'm trying to parse a very complicated subject into a few sentences. So yes, but I'm still going to use the word just to get my point across. The issue is that they do have something fundamentally in their brain that is causing gender dysphoria. This has been proven.
It's not gender dysphoria, though. Like,
You need to stop that because it is gender dysphoria,
But
and
that's your
that's
belief.
that's the
How many
medical.
pe- how many
I'm
people
sorry,
are-
I'm going to cut in here. It is gender dysphoria, is it not? It is. That
I know who they are.
gender dysphoria is the clinical
who you
term
are?
for the difference in gender and self.
There can be elements of dysphoria, but to say that it's just gender dysphoria is
Well, what else?
invalidating. It's
But so understand that as far as I'm concerned and aware, referring to gender dysphoria is referring to the catch-all of transgenderism, of gender dysphoria, of the feeling of that you have a different sex. So I'm not trying to exclude anybody. As far as I'm aware, that's the actual medical term, is gender dysphoria. That's how the DSM-5 refers to it.
is stating that gender dysphoria is.
Yeah, I'm probably not going to change my opinion, but they're being friendly.
I love to know where this comes from because I feel like it's so much easier to just love and accept people.
So understand that my position is that this is actually harming. We're not actually fixing anything. They have a 40% suicide rate, and it gets worse as they age. You shouldn't be encouraging people to embrace these sort of beliefs because there's no benefit to it. It only makes things worse.
But there's also tons of oppression that transgender people face throughout pre-transition, during the transition, after transition. Do you think that could have something to do with the suicide rates?
No. So they compare societies that are anti-trans and pro-trans, for lack of a better term. Okay? There is a difference, but it's very subtle. You're looking at a 40 and a 35% difference for the most part. And for the
Suicide rates? Or?
Correct, it's suicide rates. And some things like the major Swedish study, which did support it initially, upon review, realized that one of the major issues that they were dealing with was the fact that they looked at the transsexual people, for lack of a better term, not trying to be bigoted, that were younger. And as they aged, their suicide rates met the normal, the 40%. And the issue is that a lot of the scientific studies regarding transgender issues are based almost entirely on surveys, which are given to biased and aware subjects who know why the surveys are being taken. So they have every incentive to lie. If you're a trans person and you know that society pushes hard against the suicide issue, and you get given a study that says, are you feeling suicidal? You have a bias and an incentive to lie on that survey.
I don't believe. Sorry, no, you kind of lost me.
Ask away.
People are lying saying that they don't feel suicidal.
Correct.
Now, why do you think people would lie when there's already issues regarding trans people's mental health?
So that's why they would lie. is because they know
You don't
that's
think
just.
that increased that by saying there's a high, like if they're feeling suicidal, they put more money into these mental health services for these people?
Yes and no. That's a good point, and I accept that. That's a very good argument, and I'm going to give you credit for that because that's smart. Okay, you're going, well, if they say that they're feeling suicidal, wouldn't that get them additional funding? But the issue is that the suicide issue and the rate, like the 40%, is the major crux. If it didn't have that, it would be very difficult to argue against many of the trans issues because there is no real basis for harm there, right? If that suicide rate dropped from 40% down to 10%, 5% less, something like that, I'd have a lot stronger of a time accepting that. But when there's really no reduction in any sort of the harm that is befalling these people, I have a real hard time encouraging that method of treatment towards that. Because I do think it is something that requires treatment, and I think we just shouldn't be embracing that delusion. We should be pushing back against it like we do all other mental illnesses. Now, this may sound condescending, but I don't mean it like that. But if somebody has Napoleon syndrome, where they believe that they're Napoleon, we don't give them a little tricorner hat. We don't start talking to them in French, and we don't start referring to them as the emperor. We treat them, we tell them that they're not fucking Napoleon. We give them medication. We go, listen, I'm sorry you feel this way. It's not an accurate representation of real life.
Now, how many people are going around saying that they're Napoleon? I think
Not
there's
a lot.
much larger scale of people that are believing in their identity
Correct.
and are transgender people.
Correct.
Then there is these hypothetical situations.
Which is correct, yes. I was using that as a reference towards that we wouldn't embrace something else where they had a fundamental difference in their view of self. Right? If I believe that I'm a 9-foot tall giant gorilla, I'm not going to be accepted by that by science, by doctors. They're going to go, bro, you got something seriously wrong where you believe that you're a gorilla, so we're going to treat you, we're going to give you therapy, we're going to give you psychologists, we're going to give you medication. And that's how I feel that we should be treating people with gender dysphoria. We should be loving them, we should be treating them with respect, but we shouldn't be embracing their mental illness. We should be going, I'm sorry that you feel this way, it's not accurate, you're not a different sex or a different gender, and that you need to accept that, and you need to be believing in that. And there was a young woman who came up and talked to me who was obviously trans male, who said, I don't feel like a woman, I don't feel like I'm that. But she didn't say I feel like a man. She was saying that she was gender fluid. And my response to her was, why is being a tomboy a bad thing? Why is embracing the fact that you're not feminine, but you're still a woman? Why is that bad?
Just 1 second. Because you can still enjoy masculine things or enjoy feminine things, yet not feel any attachment to the body that you are in, to the genitalia you have, to the way that you are perceived. What does that mean? Trans women are men. Basically, it's invalidating towards trans women who are men that have transitioned to a woman, or just more women that are trapped in a man's body. And it's just saying that they're.
And I don't think that's the case. She's been very respectful to my position. Thank you.
Anyways, I didn't know what that meant. Never mind. I don't support. That's super mean. I'm sorry.
Which is fair, but understand in society we have the ability to say things that people don't like. That's what freedom of expression is. 7 o'clock. And frankly, I'm probably going to need to go in a few minutes. Thank you so much for counter-protesting. I'm all for that. Very respectful. You've been very friendly and polite. Thank you so much. That's what free society is all about. Damn right. Do you have any other questions, miss?
Society is also letting people live and be their authentic selves.
Yes.
In their most genuine form and not invalidating it as a person. But I have a great.
Have a great day, miss. Thank you for being polite. And on that note, like I said, I'm taking off. Have a good day, guys. Be safe. Thank you for being polite again. It means a lot. Thank you.